Hey guys, in today's video I'm wanting to do a 7-month update on the tank, but before we get started I'm wanting to show you my 3 new antheas that some of you may have already seen on Instagram. Super excited about them, they're awesome. Love these guys, they bring such a cool color to the tank. I was a little bit surprised though, my tangs have been giving them a bit of attention aggression wise, so they've actually been relegated to this corner quite a bit. And even yesterday I thought I'd lost one, I couldn't find it anywhere in the tank, and I'll show you a quick clip now of where I found him. He was actually stuck behind, I've got a 3D molded background here, and he was actually stuck behind the little crevice there. So the tank aggression has subsided quite a bit, so that's a good thing, and I think it's just a matter of time before they're all going to be getting on together and the antheas are going to be feeling a little bit more comfortable. But I guess it's just because of their personality, they're more of a submissive fish than the tangs. I think another tang would give a tang a bit more of a what for, whereas these guys will sort of keep to themselves and run away rather than get back at them. So I think it's just their personality and they're just all getting used to each other, but it has subsided quite a bit. Another interesting thing about antheas is I've got all females, I've got 3 females, and something I didn't know is that the most dominant female will actually turn into a male. So I've got one that's quite obviously quite a bit more dominant than the other 2, and I reckon that one, it's just this one right here, I reckon that one's going to be turning into a male, and it actually gives the other 2 a bit of a bossing around and is definitely coming out for food a lot more, you know, feistier, if that's a word, a lot more feistier than the other 2, and actually scares the other 2 away a bit. So that one, I put money on that one becoming a boy one day, I reckon. I do find with saltwater fish, they do a lot of weird things compared to freshwater fish that I've been finding. So as an example, they will sleep nose down, upside down. You know, I've got Donovan, my blue tang, he'll sleep laying down in between rocks, and they've all got their little sleeping spots in the tank, and it's all really weird. And you know, in fish keeping, it's, you know, if they're looking down, facing down, that kind of means, you know, maybe they've got bloat or something, but all my antheas actually sleep facing nose down, and I've got some other fish that do that as well, so don't be alarmed if they do that. I think it's just a saltwater thing. They do have quirky little traits that they do. All right, so getting straight into the 7-month mark on my tank. As some of you may or may not be aware, I keep a super simple setup. That's what this channel is all about, keeping it as simple and easy as possible. So if you haven't seen those videos already, I have made some videos on exactly what I have as this setup. So if that's something that interests you, definitely go and check out those videos. But getting to an update on what's been going on with the tank. So since my last update video, I have moved around a few of the corals, and that's just me trying to figure out where the corals like being in the tank the best in regards to lighting and to flow. So I have moved a few of the leathers and stuff like that up there, and I've also got one over here and here. I've decided I'm going to leave them there now, so he's actually glued onto the rock now in that position, and so are the other 2 on this side. All my LPS corals are doing really well, loving life in there. I noticed with my green torch coral here that it had some flatworms on it, and quite a few actually, and I think it was affecting its growth a little bit. So I read somewhere that you can do a freshwater dip to kill them off. So I got a bowl of RO DI water and I dipped it in there. I made sure it was about the same temperature as the tank. I dipped the coral in there and all of the flatworms fell off. So I had the coral in the water for about 2 to 3 minutes and they all fell off it. So then I just popped it back in and he's actually been looking a lot happier since I've done that. So that's been good. And with my Duncan coral, he wasn't too happy for a while there and I actually thought he'd died. So see how some of those there, it's completely retracted. That's what all of them look like. So I actually thought he was on his way out, but I've just noticed over the last few days that all the polyps are actually coming back up. So I think he might actually be okay and I think he might actually make a full recovery. So I'll keep you up to date on that one, but I was actually quite surprised that, yeah, I couldn't see any polyp at all and they were all completely retracted like some of these ones, like that middle one. And the skeleton and the flesh of it had actually all turned white, but it seems to be coming back, which is pretty cool. So I'll keep you up to date on that. Now with my SPS coral, I had these 2 Montipora up here and as you can see, they're not doing too good. With my tank setup, I don't have the best lighting in the world and maybe not the best flow. So I'm not sure if they're too happy, but they're definitely still alive as I can see. I don't know if you can see that little bit there, right there. It's still got little polyp extensions there and also on the green one on the other side. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you up to date on that because I have heard that Montipora can make a bit of a miraculous recovery. So I'll let you know how they end up going. So fingers crossed they go all right. I did move them around a bit. So, you know, to see if they would be happier up here. This is where the most amount of flow and light hits right here. So hopefully they can make a bit of a recovery. But with my basic setup, it might actually be impossible to have SPS in it. But I'll definitely keep you posted because it would be pretty cool if they came back to life. But yeah, I'll let you know how they end up going and if they do come back or not. That would be pretty cool. I think with corals, I need to stop moving them around so much. I think it's, yeah, way too easy to just keep moving them and then it takes them forever to adjust to that new position. I know it's, you know, you're trying to find and see if that position's better for them, but the more you do that, the more they're trying to adjust to a new spot. So I think that's something I need to get better at. A few of my leathers aren't doing very much, but I've heard that leathers can do that and just be really sooky. So this one in particular, he hasn't really done much with his life, but he, you know, he's not dead. He's definitely not dead. So I'm just going to leave him there now. I've glued him there so I can't move him anymore. And yeah, I'll see if he comes good. I'll keep you up to date on that one. But yeah, that's the tank 7 months in, almost 8 months, or getting up to the 8-month mark now. So yeah, with those 3 new fish, I think I'm going to be focusing on more corals now. So if I have any new additions, I reckon it'll be corals from now on. So yeah, but it's all going really well. I find the sand beds really, you know, stays really nice and white and clean. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, but loving these new additions with the pink. I absolutely love it. So yeah, it's been awesome. As I've always said, I'm wanting to keep things simple and real and sharing always the good and the bad of keeping a simple setup like this. So keeping that in mind, I think my next coral purchases are probably going to be based more around, you know, your leather corals, your LPS corals. And you know what, I'm probably going to give SPS another crack again in about a year's time, but you know what, I'm happy and I love leather corals as well. So I think I'm going to be getting a few of those in my next purchases. But yeah, so all the fish are going really well. They're all chunking up nicely. They eat really well. Even my new additions, they have an awesome appetite. So yeah, they're all doing really well. That's pretty much the 7-month mark on my tank. As I've said, I do have, you know, really basic lights and I'm running it on canister filters. So you know, it's going to be interesting to see how different corals respond to, you know, this environment. But, you know, I've definitely been having some pretty good success with my LPS corals and my leather corals. So definitely going to focus on them, you know, may have some new additions potentially, you know, with my next month update on the corals. So but yeah, thanks so much for following along the journey. Don't forget I am on Instagram as well for daily updates on the tank. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.